All right, let's be real. Van life is amazing. But as a solo female traveler, safety is always on your mind. Whether you're parked in the middle of nowhere or trying to stay low-key in a city, knowing how to protect yourself and your van is so important. So in this video, we're talking real, practical van life safety tips to help you feel secure, stay smart, and keep living your best life on the road. Let's get into it. First tip, privacy curtains. First up, we've got an awesome tip from Christian Schaefer. If you don't already follow her, you should. She shares amazing van life content. Privacy is key when you're living in a van. The less people know about who's inside, the safer you'll be. Blackout curtains, magnetic covers, and tinted windows all help keep your space discreet. And remember, avoid unnecessary trips in and out of your van, especially in urban areas. Blending in is one of the best security strategies.
Put up privacy curtains if you have them. I have magnetic covers that go on all my windows, and I also have a blackout curtain that I shut completely. So unless someone has been paying really close attention to me and I've been getting in and out of my van, it's hard for them to know who's in this van and how many people are in this van.
Second tip, anti-shatter window film. Lottie and Margaret are all about van security, and this tip is a game changer. Windows are one of the easiest points of entry for thieves, but anti-shatter film can make a break-in much harder. It won't make your windows invincible, but it will slow intruders down, hopefully long enough to make them give up. Plus, the more effort it takes to break in, the more noise they make, drawing attention.
We've had no experience with having these types of films over our windows before, and I'm really stoked to try it. What this film does is makes it really, really exhausting to break into the window. And at this time, the criminal would be getting a lot of attention from people around, or they would become so tired, or after going through 5 other layers and seeing all these other warnings, they're like, this isn't worth the amount of physical energy, giving up, right? I ordered 4mm clear plastic anti-bash film that's clear and goes over both of our side windows from the outside and from the inside. And then we'll also be putting 4mm on the triangle windows on both sides, passenger and driver. Haven't decided what width I want to order for the windows that go down in the front. I think 2mm would be pretty thick, so maybe 1mm on each side or 2mm on just the outside. And it makes it really, really hard to break in. Some of these YouTube videos are insane.
Think it would go through? Window's completely broken, but we still have it punched through the film, whatever film that is that they applied. So we're going back to the soda can and the can cannon, and I'm gonna see if I can shoot the soda can through it now that it's all broken.
He's exhausted. He's so tired trying to get into my van.
Third tip, don't draw attention. Another great tip from Christian Schaefer, don't make yourself a target. Setting up chairs, awnings, and lights in the wrong place can attract unnecessary attention. When you're in unfamiliar areas, the goal is to blend in, not stand out. The less people notice you, the safer you'll be.
Don't draw attention to yourself. So this kind of plays off of what I just said, but you don't want to be going in and out of the van unnecessarily and like setting up lawn chairs and just being very visible in a place where you are potentially unsafe. You know, if you're out in the middle of nowhere and there aren't people around you, or you can generally get a feel for what's going on around you, like, of course, live your life. But if you're in an urban area and it's not your space to be spreading out and like running around like you own the place, you know, like in some Walmart parking lots, people just put out their awning, they put out their chairs, they put out their coolers, they cook dinner, and you know, you can do whatever you want. I guess it's a free country, but at the same time, if you're a solo female traveler, you might want to think twice, unfortunately.
Fourth tip, always have an escape route. Antoinette Yvonne is another van lifer you should definitely check out. Her travel tips are always on point. One of the smartest safety moves is to always park in a way that lets you leave quickly. That means backing into spots, keeping your driver's seat clear, and having your keys within reach. If something feels off, you should be able to drive away within seconds.
Safety tips. As you can see, I'm parking at a Harvest Host right now, but when I park at any campsite, I make sure that I have an easy escape route. So what that means is if I'm in my van, I make sure that I have easy access to either sides of the door, or if I'm parked here and knowing that if I hear someone fiddling with the doors or anything, be sure that the front of my van, like this, is always able to get out as quickly and as easily as possible. While I do understand that you can't plan every unfortunate event, but if something were to happen, I'm in the van, I do make sure that I'm always having my eyes on my keys, or my keys are always easy to be retrieved.
Fifth tip, change your Wi-Fi hotspot name. This is such a sneaky but smart tip from Christian Schaefer. Change the name of your Wi-Fi hotspot to something less obvious. You never know who might be scanning for nearby networks, and having a generic or neutral name can help keep your solo travel discreet. It's a small detail, but every layer of security counts.
Change the Wi-Fi hotspot on your phone. So try to make it sound like something intimidating, or at the very least a party of two. I can't tell you how many times I've rolled up to BLM and there's maybe one van near me and I can immediately see their Wi-Fi when I go to sign on, and it's something just really obvious, you know, like, what's a good example? Cat mom. I don't know, it's just like, maybe change it to something that isn't too obvious that it's like a female in there. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
Sixth tip, door locks for van. Lottie and Margaret are back with another solid security upgrade, a Thunderbolt lock for your van doors. Standard locks can be picked or broken, but adding an extra internal lock makes it way harder for anyone to get in. When it comes to van security, layering up your defenses is always a smart move.
In all of these security videos on YouTube, you see that people have different locking systems, or like slam locks, or they have deadbolts. And what it's hard to realize from the viewer perspective is these become really annoying to do if you're just going into a coffee shop for 10 minutes. You don't want to go to every single door and deadlock it and lock it physically. It becomes so obnoxious. And of course, the one time that you don't do it is like the Murphy's Law of when someone breaks into your van and takes your stuff. We have Thunderbolt locks, and these all connect to the central locking system. So when we lock the van, not only do we have the built-in locking system, but the Thunderbolt shoots across and basically makes it so we have double locking no matter when we lock the van.
That's pretty amazing. With one single control, with one single click, walking away to a grocery store for 10 minutes, still having extra security. This is amazing locks, and you guys need to know about this because this is amazing system. The whole car is gonna lock like this. No pedal locks, nothing, not walking around every single door separately and locking it. Just like this.
Seventh tip, don't let your phone die. This one seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how often people forget. Your phone is your lifeline. Keep a power bank handy and always make sure you have enough battery to call for help if needed.
Don't let your phone die. This is your lifeline to the outside world. Let someone know where you are at all times. So in this case, I do Google location sharing with my mom, and she knows where I am all the time. And if for some reason I'm not moving for a good amount of time, she's super rad. She checks in.
Eighth tip, CCTV. This next one comes from Philly and Keeley, and they seriously know their stuff when it comes to van security. Having CCTV in your van. CCTV isn't just for catching intruders, it's also great for peace of mind. Whether you're away from your van or inside trying to rest, having an extra set of eyes can make all the difference. And if you ever feel uneasy, a quick check on your phone can help you decide if it's time to stay put or move on.
So, we installed this CCTV camera that live streams right to our phones so we can monitor what's going on in the van at all times. There's a motion detector on it that will alert us if there's anything happening in the van when we're not here. It's also got a speaker on it that lets us shout at people and an alarm that we can set off. And if you're a bit creeped out that there's a camera in your van, you can just turn it around and there you go, it's gone. If you don't have permanent internet in your van, you can get ones that record locally onto an SD card. This one does that and also connects to the internet, but we recommend that you do get like a little dongle or a router that you can keep in your van that it can connect to, because it gives you massive peace of mind.
9th tip, stay calm and stay centered. This next tip comes from Sarah Dunga, and it's such an important one. Your mindset is one of your biggest safety tools. Staying calm and clear-headed in a stressful situation can help you react appropriately, whether that means de-escalating, standing your ground, or getting out fast. Your van gives you the ability to leave, so use it to your advantage whenever possible.
So now that enough time has passed and I was able to rewatch the footage from that night, I just wanted to reflect on a thought that might help for someone else's preparedness. The main point that I want to get across is that if you ever find yourself in an uncomfortable position, stay calm, stay centered, and then act from this energy. So staying calm and staying centered doesn't mean to not do anything. It means to stay clear so that you can be aware of your surroundings. And when you have that sense of clarity, you can act versus react. So if you need to get aggressive to establish your authority, then you get aggressive. But what I mean by acting versus reacting is that the perpetrator normally wants to control you. It's like a game for them. In order to bring you down to their lower levels of consciousness, then they need to instill fear in you. And they want you to react to their game. So staying clear so that way you can act instead of react is critical.
Final tip, lock your doors. Solid piece of advice, safety first always. Whether you're on the road, camping, or just parked, it's better to be cautious. Locking your door seems simple, but it's the most basic and effective way to keep yourself and your van safe.
Okay, this is super basic, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Lock your doors. Sometimes it's easy enough to forget when you're on the inside of the van.
At the end of the day, the best safety strategy is a combination of preparation, awareness, and confidence. Trust your instincts, stay alert, and take precautions to make your van a secure home on wheels. Let us know in the comments, what are your top van life safety tips?